Hi, let's see what are the biggest holding and latest trades of Warren Buffett. His current biggest holdings is in Apple, American Express, Bank of America, Coca-Cola, Chevron, Occidental, Moody's, Kraft Heinz, and Chubb, Davita, but those Citigroup, as you can see, this is less than 3%. Those companies all the way in here, there are hundreds of them, and as you can see, the percentage of portfolio is very small. It also works on your portfolio, so if you are holding few major positions and a lot of small ones, those small positions will just not move the needle. So you should focus on the big holdings in your portfolio. Of course, if you have billion and you have time to pick also smaller stocks in order to get more profit out of that, you can do that. But it's important to remember that those few biggest picks are the picks that are going to determine if you win or if you lose, or how much do you earn in reality. His biggest trade, so we'll look at those holdings and also at the price at when Warren Buffett bought. So for instance, he bought Apple at $40 per share and he made around 500% in a few years, and now this company is valued at 230. So if he was buying over here, as you can see, after a huge increase in price, he right now is selling during the height of the bull market. He's exiting the positions. Of course, me saying the height of the bull market can sound very cocky, bold, but for me there are just some things that can clearly show like a huge okay, look, when I hear Magnificent 7, it's obvious. It's just obvious for me. As a value investor, I don't know, it's quite easy to see it, but it's still more complicated than that, of course, because we have companies like Magnificent 7 that are growing a lot, and we have stocks like, for instance, utility companies in USA that are not performing price-wise, and the price is not going up so much like on the technological companies in the USA. So probably Warren Buffett says this is a great company, but as you can see, he's exiting. He sold 50% of his shares. I also should have a nice, let me pause for a second. All right, it's this one. Look, you can see a nice circular graph of his portfolio investments and the biggest holdings, Apple and Bank of America. He was selling both of them, and it is quite recent. So if you look at the latest trades, we can see that he sold in August of 2024 some shares, not a lot, but some shares of Bank of America is 2.3%. So that's very small closure, but still he sold some of it. And if we look at the PE ratios of Bank of America, as I don't understand the business fully, I bought it because a lot of super investors own it, like Lilu, Buffett and Munger. I bought it when the PE was quite small, I think around I made around 40%, somewhere in here. The PE was on the lower end, and now it went all the way up, and that's when I decided, okay, I don't really like to be invested so much right now in the USA, so I will get out of this position and buy something better instead. So also be careful. And here Apple stock, of course, he sold a lot. This is part of the Magnificent 7, but remember that Warren Buffett is an old man. He doesn't really understand technology so much. So this is maybe he understands Apple because for him it works in more of like a consumer, does the consumer want type of business, not about the technology itself. I cannot explain it fully, but I hope you kinda at least understand what I'm talking about. So he's selling a lot right now. He's mainly a US investor. So here he sold 70 million of shares in Liberty Media Corp, so everything. Here he sold everything of Snowflake. Chevron, he sold 3.6%. As you can see, he was increasing his position, and now he's actually selling it, but he still owns a lot. And as you can see, he bought 48 million here, 6, 10, 121 million, and he sold 2, 31, 9, 13, 3 and 4. So as you can see, he's buying quite a lot more than selling. Capital One, he sold 21%, so he is exiting this position. I used to hold this position. I think I don't have it anymore. I have to check all of the accounts, because I would like to sell right now, to be honest. With him, I have something better to buy, but I probably already sold it. Sometimes I have like small positions left laying around. Okay, and I think that's everything that is interesting of his recent trades. So he's mainly selling. There is nothing that he's buying, although as you can see, he's a long-term investor. So if the price is right, if he was buying Chevron at $127 and now it's plus 16%, it's still a nice place to go in. But if you look at Apple, he was buying at $40. It now went 500% up. It's at $230. This is clearly not the best idea, but still remember, you have to look at the comparison of the growth in earnings and business value, etc., compared to the price. This is the crucial thing also, and I think Buffett looked at it and saw that it's looking like this. It's overvalued currently because he thinks the business itself is great. Okay, if we look at American Express, I don't know anything about it, but the price rose 360%. But as you can see, this is a very, very old trade. He bought in 2012. Right, Coca-Cola, it's also quite an old trade. And you can see a huge spike here, but not as much as compared to some more popular companies. And the Chevron, yeah, he started buying here. The biggest transaction was in here at 120, etc. So it rose in value quite a bit, but not so much. His average buy price is 127, so just 16%. For Occidental Petroleum, similar company, not really, but same sector. You can see just 5% increase. He keeps on buying. It was a workout. They had huge problems, but they managed to work it out, and everything is fine now. So he's buying. And yeah, the last ones are quite old. So for now, those are his latest moves, and hopefully you can be smart enough to just copy the best investor. And yeah, that's it. It's very easy. You really don't need to do a lot. Thank you for watching.